Alchemy was never about gold. That is the story the world was given. Simple, harmless, easy to dismiss. But behind that story was something far more dangerous, something that had to be hidden. Because if it was understood, it would not just change how you see matter, it would change how you see yourself. Welcome to Mysterious Encounters. This afternoon we examine the alchemists, not as mystics chasing gold, but as engineers of transformation, because the real formula was never written in plain language. It was hidden, encoded, protected. History tells us alchemy was primitive science, an attempt to turn lead into gold. Kings funded it, scholars mocked it, and eventually, it was replaced. But what if that story was never meant to be taken seriously? What if it was a cover, a distraction, a way to hide the real work? Because the alchemists were not trying to change metals, they were trying to understand transformation itself. The texts speak in symbols: fire, water, salt, mercury, sulfur. But these were not just elements, they were representations. They described processes, states of being, stages of change, something internal, not external. The philosopher's stone was never just an object, it was a state, a completion, a transformation of the self, to take something raw, unstable, unrefined, and turn it into something aware, controlled, whole, not turning lead into gold, but turning confusion into clarity, weakness into discipline, chaos into control. If this knowledge was simple, it would have been taught openly, but real transformation cannot be mass-produced, so the knowledge was hidden. In symbols, in drawings, in coded language, not to keep people out, but to ensure only those willing to seek would understand. Because once you understand transformation, you stop being predictable. And that is where the connection begins. Because the systems we live inside today depend on patterns, repeated behavior, predictable outcomes, habits, loops, cycles. The machine does not need to control you, it only needs to understand you. But transformation breaks patterns. It introduces something the system cannot simply calculate. Change, real change, creates unpredictability. The alchemists understood this, that transformation is not external, it is internal. It is not about what you have, it is about what you become. And once that shift happens, the system loses its precision, because it can no longer rely on the patterns that once defined you. So the question is not, can lead become gold? The question is, can you transform? Can you break the patterns? Rewrite the cycles? Change the outcome? Because if you can, then the formula was never hidden. It was waiting for you to understand it.